Hi everyone, my name is Chris. I'm the Camping Stitcher here on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, everywhere. Welcome to my channel. This is a channel primarily about cross stitch. Sometimes there's a little other here and there crafts like punch needle or quilting or crochet or knitting, but today's about cross stitch. I do tell a little campfire story at the end, but I'll warn you ahead of time in case you don't want to stick around for that. It is Saturday, February 24th, 2024. It is weirdly nice outside today, but cloudy. And hope everything is going good in your area of the world, wherever you are. Thank you for coming. If you're new, welcome. I hope you stick around. If you're returning, thanks. You know I appreciate you. Today I have, I have a refinish or an FO, some finishes. I've been keeping up with my WhipGo. For those of you who don't know what WhipGo is, it's from Jessie Marie Does Stuff. She created I guess it would be called a stitching directive or challenge, or it's like bingo. So you set up your board the way you want it. And my goal for my WhipGo is to work on things at least 5 times. So I've kept up with it. I've even done a little bit extra because if you could see I finished something up that wasn't called yet, my whimsical winter. So been doing pretty good. My goal is to work on something 5 times, and 5 times is loose. Could be 5 days, it could be 5 separate sessions, however they come about. Could be 2 sessions on one day. You get the meaning of it. I try not to give myself too much of strict guidelines because I rebel against myself. So anyway, been keeping up with WhipGo. My book of days, we are getting into the last week of February. And I'll talk about the sal I'm gonna have for leap year. I'm gonna be having a new start on the 27th for Floss Boss and cousin Christy's birthday. And we got a bunch of stuff to talk about today. I'm a little bit late with this. Yesterday I just was a little out of sorts, so I figured do it on Saturday. Okay, let me go over the refinish. So, as many of you know, I have jumped into designing cross stitch, and my very first chart was Stitcher's Prayer. And when I originally did this, I popped it into a big wooden frame, and I wasn't happy with it. And I'm getting ready for doing a trunk show, so I decided that I wanted to have this a little bit more mobile, but finished. So what I did was I remounted it on some foam core with some batting, and I trimmed it in some Hobby Lobby trim. I backed a piece of sticky board. This is what I'm going to refer to as an easel finish. I think it was Missy from Two Needles Pulling Thread. She had showed these easels, these easel backs. They're from Amazon. I have them in my shop. I'll link them below. I simply just glued this on. But anyway, I backed the sticky board with this fabric. And then I used a piece of sticky felt, cut it a little bit smaller than the backing board, stuck it on, Aleene's tacky glue on the easel back. I glued it because it's going to be on here. I glued this piece to the sticky board backed piece, and that's it. That's my finish. So this is my Stitcher's Prayer. It was my first design that I put out. It is available in my Etsy shop in paper and PDF. And you can also find it at a few local needlework shops. So if you'd like your local needlework shop to carry it, have them contact me. I'll be happy to set them up. Hobby House has it. I believe Brick City has it. The other shops that carry my patterns that would probably get it for you, no problem, would be the Crafty Grimalkin in Maine. Thread the Needle. Let's see. I'm just trying to think. I'm getting a list now, which is really exciting. Brick City, I think I said them. Trying to think if I forget. Oh, Dying to Stitch down in Virginia Beach. Hi, Ann. We're trying to plan a trip in the spring. Anyway, let's see. So that is my refinish. And I FFO'd my blessing sampler finally. So the story behind this frame is, this is a Hobby Lobby frame, and it came with it came with the glass and then the little easel back. When I mount something on foam board, I cannot usually get the backing back on it. So what I did was I mounted on foam board with a little bit of batting, and I had my husband, the woodworker, drill me some holes and put some dowels in. So now this is, I don't know, let's see, I'll raise it up. You can see it. It just sits back on those two dowels. So all I did to finish it was take 2 pieces of scrapbook paper. I took double-sided tape and I ran it along the edges of the cutout after I used the ka-chunker. That's a trademark term from Missy Timberlake, to hold the piece in. I ran double-sided tape along the outside, along halfway, because the scrapbook paper wasn't the full length. I used 2 pieces, and I just stuck it on, and it is done. And that'll be going to the trunk show for the library stitchers in April. So those are two of the items that'll be at that trunk show. I'm pretty excited. Can't wait. Getting that all together. Notice how I just jumped right in, because you guys have stuff to do and I have to get this Flosstube out. So, okay. Kept to my goals. Oh, the other things I wanted to talk about. So on WhipGo, I have those 2 items that I have to stitch for 5 times each. And then the rest of the month is mine to do whatever I have a whim to do. So on Sundays, I've delegated Sundays for my my Sunday stitch is going to be Hawthorne Hollow. Lately, it's been the map of Hawthorne Hollow, but I will throw in the village in there. I really should spend some time on that. So Sundays are for Hawthorne Hollows. So if anybody's interested in joining me on that, let me know. I don't know what we'll do. Maybe we'll do a little get together once a month or something like that, just to catch up and see. I do participate most of the time in Pam's Stitching in the Land of Good Enough / Stitch New England's once a month Hawthorne Hollow, but I really need to spend more time on those things. And check out Nancy of the Disorderly Stitcher. She is going to be starting a sale, I think it's March 1st, for the shores of Hawthorne Hollow, which I am resisting starting right now, but I don't know if I'm going to hold out. We'll see. I'm sure Nancy can convince me otherwise. So, okay. So those are the finishes. Now I have a couple of FOs, and they are for Helen D. She's East Coast Crafter on Instagram, but Helen D on Flosstube. She decided this brilliant idea she had about, how about while we're waiting for all these market things to be released, next weekend is market. I've got a couple of pre-orders in. I'm trying to keep track so I don't do any like duplicates, or I don't want to succumb to FOMO so much, but I have placed a couple orders because I want to support my needle workshops. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. Anyway, she had this brilliant idea about, how about while we're waiting, we get going on some of the market things we purchased last year. And I thought, that's an awesome idea. Let me do that, because I am guilty of just filing those things away. So the first thing I had to do was I had to go back and find out what I actually purchased from Market last year. And I did. It's easy to go search on your emails. So I made a little list. I had 6 items, and I had purchased a couple of the Blackbird releases last year, but I decided let's just stick with this one. These are mostly Brenda Gervais. These were all Brenda Gervais. Last year I purchased PA Dutch Pin Keep, Marianne Kopp, The Robins Are Here, My Home Sweet Home, Every Opening Flower, and they weren't all Brenda. One of them was not. It was from Pansy Patch Quilting. Summer Garden at Cranberry Manor. So I pulled that one out first. This is the chart. Oh, I forgot to write down the fabric, but I know what it is. Ah, yes, I do. So I had a piece of 36 count Hemingway from Needle and Fox, and I started stitching and finished it in about a week. I want to say 4 or 5 days of stitching. It is such a cute pattern, really well written. I will tell you, it is my gosh. How long was I going to hold that up backwards, guys? Anyway, now isn't that lovelier? Oh my gosh, what a hot mess. Anyway, it's deceivingly stitch dense. Like I was like, wow, this is awesome. There's a lot of stitching in this. So I just love those little blackbirds. And the house is so cute. My bunnies, the bunnies. Anyway, it is a finish, and I am going to be either, I was thinking of a frame for it, but it's more square, so I'm not sure. But at the very least, it's either going to be framed or it's going to be an easel back finish, like Stitcher's Prayer. So that was number 1 for the Sal is called Make Way for Market. Sal. That's what Helen's calling it. So that was number 1. So I figured, well, Market's not even here yet. Let's get down the list. So the next thing I picked was PA Dutch Tomato Pin Keep from Brenda Gervais with the needle and thread. And I happen to have the called for 36 count Vintage Country Mocha and all the threads, which was 1. So it really wasn't a stretch. And it's DMC embroidery floss number 22. I think it's Alvarin or something like that. And this took me 2 days. I'm not kidding. Let's see. 2 days, and I'm going to hold this up so you can see the stitching, not the back. But didn't my back look good? Anyway, that is a finish. And it's going to be made into a drum. And it's a little... I know I'm going to watch Vanna's tutorial, and Helen D also has a drum tutorial. But do you see here and here? That is going to meet up. It's sewed in a particular way. So those things are going to meet up. So you actually have to be like a little precise. See, it's, yeah. So, wish me courage to do that. Brenda's has this velveteen on it, and I'm just thinking, I have this layer cake, and I thought this fabric would look really swell on it. What do you guys think? I don't really want to have to wait to order the velveteen, but I thought this would be a really nice topper to that. Not sure if I'm going to do the felt or put something else up there, but, you know, just make it my own. I am going to do the little strawberry. I just haven't stitched that yet. It'll probably take an hour or so to stitch it. It's just checkerboard, I think. But anyway, tell me what you think about this for the top of that drum. I kind of like it a lot, but I don't know if I want to go with velveteen on that. Velvet, velveteen, whatever they call it. Anyway, that's my plan. Those are my finishes. Of course, you know, I'm really taking Helen seriously on this make way for market style thing. And I did have another new start today. And it's another Brenda Gervais. And it's called The Robins Are Here. Because I don't really have a lot of spring. Spring, so cute. I started it. It is, the called for is 40 count vintage country mocha. I'm not going to take this out of the Nerge. I had 36, so I'm sticking with 36. It's going to be a pillow. There's Mr. Robin and Mrs. Robin's coming about. It's cute. It's going to be small, even though it's not on 40, so I'm loving that. So that was a new start. What else have I been working on? Oh, let me show you my 2 WIPGO goals. My 2 WIPGO goals for February were Summer Quaker and Autumn Sampler. And I did not show you the Autumn Sampler last time. I did finish the big outside of Summer Quaker for last, I think I showed that to you guys. Didn't I? Oh, maybe not. Anyways, I decided to take out Autumn Sampler. And originally, I started this when I was on vacation this year. Okay, so all I had done was this corner here. And I went crazy nuts. I decided that I needed to get the, at least the outline of the border done. So I did that. And then I came down and I did part of the house, this part of the house, because that roof is so cute. It's got like little scallops on it. And those blackbirds in the tree. And I just love this. This is Crochet the Go-Go, Michaela. And it is done on 36 count light mocha by Zweigart with all the called for DMC. And that's where I am. And that's where I put it away. That was 6 days of working on it. I will get back to this because, like I said, I will, I pull things out when I'm done with my WIPGO goals. I just get back to working on other things. And I'm sure as we get closer to fall, I like to stitch in the season too. So that was my other WIPGO goal. I really should. If I didn't show you, I'm going to go to get it. If I didn't show you Summer Quaker, I want to show it to you. So hang on one second. Okay, I told you it would be a second. Anyway, I might have shown this to you guys last time, but in case I didn't, I did complete the entire outside border. And if I did show it to you, I'm just going to show it again because it's awesome. Let's make sure it's the right way. So the entire outside border is done. And then we're working on the inside. This is such a gorgeous sampler. Just all the details in it. Oh my gosh. I know last time I did talk about the seaweed, that you need to be careful counting the one side. But once you get that laid out, the lobster, I love it. This will be on my nautical wall, which seems to be going to be in my bedroom. I have Live on Little in there, and I think this will look really nice next to it. The American welcome will look nice next to it. I kind of like can see a whole theme. And of course now I keep telling my husband I want to paint our bedroom. It needs painting. We should paint it. Anyway, so the next thing I worked on was my Sunday stitch. And this is Map of Hawk Hollow. And let me tell you, that bird, that hawk is no joke. It's a lot of stitching. A lot of brown. So this is done on Aged Hazelwood, 36 count by XJU Design. And I'm using DMC. And this is where I got to. I put in all the trees. I've got that little eagle in there, the moth, the word hawk. I did my very first stitching on a tombstone of the old burial grounds. And I'm almost at that first page finish for that. So I can't wait for more color to get into this. I started the trees because I really needed to see something other than the brown. So that's where I am on Map of Hawk Hollow. I'm telling you, there's a lot to this. I'm really happy to be working on it though, because it's a hawk. And I love my birds. So that's where I am on that. Okay. I got you all. I think this might be a quick one today. Alright, what else do we have here? Did the autumn sampler? Oh, okay. So we'll talk about plans and haul and all that other jazz. Showed you what I'm working on now. Okay, so let's do haul. And then we'll get into my dilemma. Oh, the other thing. So you need to go watch Two Needles Pulling Thread. Kathy showed these plastic. I don't know if you can see them. They're little hang tags. She showed them and I was like, what? And then Missy did a small tutorial on these hang tags. So what they are, they come in a box of 300. It's $11.99. They're on Amazon. I'll link them below. Missy also has them linked. They come in a strip. It's 5 on one side, 5 on another side. I think it's 5 and 5. It's adhesive, and you trim them. I originally thought that you had to punch a hole in here, but that would involve taking the thread off the Weeks Dye Works. This is for Weeks Dye Works because, as we all know, their hang tags are not as hefty as we would like them. That's how I'm going to put it. Anyway, so Missy showed how to trim them, and then you just stick them to the front of the Weeks Dye Work, and holy voila, look at that. This is how, and there's no more of that, because I think my Weeks takes a beating, but I don't know if you could see them so well, but that's such a great solution. So thank you, Missy and Kathy, for sharing that, because I jumped right all over that. I like immediately messaged Kathy. I'm like, where are they? I just said, it's like, what's the word to search on? And I figured it out, and then I checked with her, and she said, that's them. And I was like, thank you. So I've actually gone through all my projects, my whips, and all my weeks and I've still got plenty left. So here we go. Part of my haul was the exclusive from the Facebook group, Homespun Needlework and Samplers, and it is the Stacy Nash Rose Hill Farm Samplers. Now, I kind of think it's really close to not being able to get this, so check with the Facebook group if you're not on it. But I ordered it, and I'm going to be honest with this whole thing. When I ordered it based on that photograph, that picture, that tone, those colors. And when this was posted in the Facebook group, it was this photo that was posted, and then the pin keep photo and the Biscornu photo. Not until 2 days later was the fabric shown. And I remember looking at it going, oh, that fabric looks way darker. That fabric is way darker. So I'm not bashing anybody. I'm just going to say the called for threads, there are 2 of them that do not show up at all on this. Now, I don't have a problem with ghosting, but when it's an entire border, the entire border in Oscar that you're not going to see, I'm not going to be stitching that. So I have a small piece of Hemingway left, and I think that it will look nice. And Nancy started hers on Bestitch Me Dusty Cottage. I did order it. I ordered the 36 count. I ordered a fat quarter. So I'm going to hold off starting this because while it's a beautiful fabric, it's not anything close to what this picture was calling to me. So I know about dye lots. I know about fabrics. I know colors vary. I know photographs vary. I design my own patterns too. I understand all that. But when I am drawn to a pattern and I want to stitch it because it looks a certain way, I'm going to do my best to try to match that, because that's what drew me to it in the first place. So, like I said, I'm not bashing anybody. It's just that this was not a very true representation of the color that was in that. And there are people out there that feel the same way as I do. Again, not bashing, not criticizing. It happens, but I want it to look like that picture. So I'm going to wait for a fabric that is closer to that and would make me happy stitching it. So that was going to be a start, but I'm going to hold off on that. So that was one piece of haul. Like I said, I have this small piece of Hemingway still left, and I could start it on that, but I'm waiting for the other fabric to see which one I like better, and then I'll have a start on it. Okay, and that brings us to haul. Real haul. In the basket of haul. So my friend, Megan? I think it was Megan. Megan, it was you, right? That sent me the pony needles. So now I had to have a stock of pony needles. So I did order them from Fat Quarter Shop, because they were kind of hard to find for a little while. So I got some 26s and 28s. And because things can't travel by themselves, you know, there's rules. I did see this, and I thought, I have never seen this chart before, and how adorable. So this is going to be a start for this spring. It's Grandma's candy dish, and my grandmother had a candy dish like that, and it's just so cute. Bunny candy dish, little Easter. The Easter tree has little hanging doodads on it, and a little chick, and there's a little chick on another doodad over here. So cute. See, that's the little, well, here, chick with the doodad. Anyway, and then of course, because apparently I don't think I have enough spring stuff. I don't. Hello, spring. So, and then I had a few things that came from 123 Stitch. And this will tie in nicely with the campfire story today. That's going to be a little snowy owl from Mill Hill. Okay, comes with everything. And then I had seen this. I don't remember who stitched it, but holy moly. Blue Ribbon Designs, Poinsettia and Pines. So that was my haul. Now, I have to go over just one little thing. So, I was very, very big into journaling, and I still like to keep a journal and a to-do book, and I have my book of days, but I needed something to shove in my pocketbook. And Pam from Stitching in the Land of Good Enough, Stitch New England, showed her Hobonichi Techno. And holy cow, was this hard to get, Pam. I ended up getting it in a lavender color, and I'm not a lavender person, but I didn't really care. But anyway, this is helping me with, you know, just keep track of things other than stitching. So when I spend time designing or printing charts, or I want to keep track of all that. Also, when I order something, those are my pre-orders. So I ordered a couple of things from when Primrose Cottage opened their pre-orders back on the 8th. And they had their stuff. So I ordered their monthly minis. I did order one Teresa Kogut chart from them, where there are birds, because that big black bird just did me in. I ordered the Silver Creek sampler, the Camper sampler, because I had to. And I ordered Erin Elizabeth's American flag. That was a no-brainer. I had to get that. So then other things started coming out. So what do we have coming? Well, we have the Frosty Town coming. Summer House Stitchworks has the Lucky Charm. And Hands on Designs has Gathering Wildflowers. And Chantel showed that one of her more recent videos. She showed how she finished it. Unbelievable. It's beautiful. And then JBW Designs put out When Cardinals Appear. And I just have a thing with owls and cardinals and my mother-in-law and mother. So, and then Lindy Stitch has put out her big pre-order thingies. She's been doing videos like gangbusters out there. So I ordered a couple of things from her. And we'll just see. You guys, your mission is to see who gets to me first. Who gets their pre-orders to me first is what I start. So maybe Helen will have to do another challenge next year while we're waiting for market, because I'm sure I'm not starting all these things. But what I am starting is I'm having a sale. This is a loosey-goosey sale. It is starting on the 29th of February. It is called Leap Year 2024 Sale. Not to be confused with the group that's doing a 4-year sale on Facebook. I don't know what they're using as a tag or anything. This is loosey-goosey. This is, you guys pick something and start it with me. It's a start along on the 29th. I'm only going to do check-ins for a year until next, not even a year, until next, probably the end of January. No, maybe February. We'll do it to next February 28th and see where everybody got. It's just pick something and start it with me on the 29th. And that's it, really. I am going to have some Zooms, so we'll have some check-ins. I'm not sure that it will be every month, but we'll try to do like every other month. We'll check in with each other. If you want to participate in the SAL distribution that I'm going to have, join my Facebook group. It's linked below, The Camping Stitcher. I will pick 1 or maybe 2 people to get a PDF. All you need to do is join the Facebook group and post your start on the 29th. That's it. It's easy peasy, loosey goosey, start along for this leap year. And my start is going to be Winter Moon. And I am all ready for it. Everything's there. Fabric, Oh, I gotta put more tags on the week. I gotta put more, I get to do that. It's so much fun. Anyway, it's all there. I've got the kit from, I want to say the Country Sampler. Yep. Yes, I ordered the kit from them. So this is going to be my start on the 29th. Before that, I have another new start to celebrate. My friend, Christy, Floss Boss and cousin, her birthday's 27th, couple days. And we are starting, she's doing the Prairie Life Sampler. And I have the Vicki Clayton silks for that. And I'm going to be using 36 count Overcast by Cedar River Linens. I still haven't put my Vicki Claytons on floss drops, but I do. I put my Vicki Claytons on floss drops. I don't have a problem with them on floss drops. I don't like them on these spools. It's just my personal preference. You guys do what you like to do. But, I mean, there are silks that come on floss drops. Belle Spa, Dinky Dyes, they're all on drops. So, no problem. Join us. I think she's using the, let's see, I wrote it down. I hope I have this right, Christy. Cousin Christy's B-Day Sal 24. But go check out her Flosstube, Floss Boss and Cousins. She talks all about it there. That's it for plans. So I have the leap year Sal. The other Sal is the autumn sampler also has a Sal, and I'm happen to be hosting it. I completely forgot I was hosting it. Brandy, I had to add that to my Sal list. So that's just autumn sampler Sal. And I wanted to say thank you for, there were quite a few people that mentioned me, their last floss tubes. Alicia, the Fanciful Flamingo. Tiffany, Stitching with the Twins. Kitty, the Novel Stitcher. The Two Base Stitchers. And Stitcher with the Laughing Face. Thank you all for mentioning me. I will list their floss tubes down below. Go check them out. I think that's all I have. See, I make notes every single time. I'm sure I'm forgetting something, but you know me, I have that segment, so it's always in the wings if I forget something. I think that's about it. The only thing I have left is I think my campfire story. Oh, you know what, too? I have to pick a winner for a winner. I said it. I don't even follow my own rules. You guys, with all your comments about Lucky last time, you were great. So I will post at the end of this video who can contact me for that distribution. And that's about it. I just have the campfire story, and then we'll call it a day. So if you're going to leave now, see you next time. Thanks for sticking with me. And if you're going to stick around, this is a campfire story about owls. So, like many of you know, I love owls. I love birds. I have a special kind of connection, I think, with owls. My mom loved owls, so it's kind of like a little connection with me and her. But in any case, I want to say them, honest to gosh, the most owls I've ever seen in my life have been in Maine, up in Hastings. The White Mountain National Forest has a campground called Hastings. It was I'm going to get this wrong. I think the campground was built by the CCC, but it was logging in there. And then there's a history of LL Bean up there on the Wild River. They had a camp up there, and it's just a really neat area if you ever get a chance to go. In any case, we used to camp in this campground, and it had I guess it was a pine plantation. So they planted trees there. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Lots of tall pines. It doesn't have that anymore because I think the last time that we drove through there, they had to cut a lot of the pine trees down because they were getting diseased. And it's a safety issue when you have like people camping under them. But anyway, so we camped there. I want to say every year we were up there for a large part of my kids' younger lives. We went to Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont. And I know I told you guys the story about the one barred owl that was chasing that robin through the campground the one time. But this one, I want to tell you, I've seen owls in that campground every single time that we've been there. We've seen them, heard them, stumbled on them, you know. It's just been, it's a really neat area. So we were camping and we were having a campfire, and it was a weekend, so the campground was pretty crowded. It used to fill up, and they used to have an overflow up the road, up on the one side of the mountain. So it wasn't like a real quiet night. And we were sitting around the campfire, and we had made some friends up there, and Sid and Donna, and they were hanging out with us, and we were all around the campfire. My brother-in-law was there. I don't know if my mother-in-law was there. Probably. And we were, you know, hanging out around the campfire, and all of a sudden this god-awful racket, screeching and howling, and it was just unreal. And it was like in the trees right above our campsite, right across the road from our campsite. It's the middle of the loop was ringed in the tall pine trees, and in the center was open and the kids could play there. Anyway, the whole outside ring was pine trees, and right behind us, because we were facing the river, right behind us was this loop, and this racket was going on behind us, and we got our flashlights out, and lo and behold, it was a family of barred owls, and we're assuming that the owlets were fledging at that particular time at night. And they were just, the parents were there, and they were sitting up on the tops of the trees, and they were calling to each other, and the owlets were screeching, and the parents were trying to show them what's what and what you do at night. And it was just unreal, you know, just to have this whole family of owls hanging out while we were hanging out at the fire. And like I said, we're guessing that they were kind of fledging because the owlets were flying, but it was just, it's kind of surreal, you know. It's neat to have wildlife come visit you, and you wouldn't think that would happen with that many people around, but it's one of the like really cool memories we have up there. But yeah, we've stumbled on owls. Like the one time, I know I told you guys about the owl chasing the robin. My husband went for a walk around the back of the campground, and he found where they were nesting, and we went for a little walk back there. Kept our distance because you don't want to disturb them, but it was a male and female in a nest, and well, you couldn't see the nest, you just saw them hanging out in the trees. But right, you know, because you have a river and a stream that intersects it, and it's just like the perfect environment for them. Another time we were, if you come out of the campground and you go down towards the Wild River, there's another campground at the very end of it. But before there's like a little pond, and we used to go down there after dinner at night and take the kids down there, and a lot of times you'd see moose on their little dock. It was just, and across the street from us, while we're watching the moose and the beaver in the little pond, there's a barred owl sitting in the tree behind us. So it's just a really neat area. My husband and I are talking about going back up there again soon, maybe late spring. I would love to go back up there and just go. We haven't been in years. So a lot of our best memories are up there in New England. So anyway, that's my campfire story for this week. I will post the little distribution at the end. And thanks for sticking with me. I feel a little out of sorts, but I got it done. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I hope you're doing well. And I will see you again in 2-ish weeks. You know, I'm loosey-goosey over here, so take it easy. Get some stitching in. I'd love to see what you're ordering from Market. It's going to be exciting to see what else is coming out. I know Blackbird released a couple of things, and I hear there's going to be a couple more releases in April. So I will see you around. Take it easy and stitch away.